society, people consider, our social or public sphere it's comical when you truly think about it. You take a moment, you pause, you sit back on your palms and just mull it over. So most people are pretty familiar with Fight Club, the book, the movie, and or both. And just like Star Wars or The Matrix, these things are based on other things, age-old concepts that inspired these things. It's also why certain things are repeated. They're echoed because there's a narrative, there's a theme. It's something either our masters are telling us to mislead us, and or it's something we're supposed to be told because it's a consent-based system. These are things you should think about. What I'm getting at with the Fight Club jazz. I mean, the vast majority of people who have grown up in our quote-unquote society are familiar with it. So if you think about somebody waiting on the porch to get inside, who isn't supposed to be encouraged in any form or way, but they want inside, right? That's the goal in the movie, is to get inside the fucking house. On, what was it? I forgot the name of it. Paper Street, I think it is. At least in the movie. I can't remember if it's the same in the book offhand. Just the same. Without encouragement. This touches on how the mystery schools worked. This touches on somebody who wants information or wants to be, part of the crowd, the exclusive crowd, elitists in a way, or again, a secret society, a club, a niche. But the only way to do that is to stay the course. So over the years, it's made me laugh. It's been irritating. It's disappointing again and again and again. But it is absolutely fucking hilarious how many people are familiar with that. Now, when you think about what I can teach you, what I have taught people, etc., and some of the tactics I've used to try to get through to the populace, John Q. Public, the mainstream, of superficial people who aren't thinking for themselves and assume that they are because our masters told them that everything's gravy and what they have to repeat is, here, these days, people bought into another social engine. It is a social engineering trend, essentially. The golden ticket, based on a prequel cash grab that further just drags Roald Dahl's, story through the mud and ruins what Gene Wilder originally left us. Yeah. What the fuck do I know? But yeah, they think that they have their finger on the pulse, and yet they don't know a goddamn thing, clearly. Because they want to get past that door. They want to get off the porch. That should speak volumes if you think about it. It's a shit analogy, but it's absolutely true. Here's another way to put it. If people knew what they were talking about, they wouldn't be on the porch to begin with. There's a reason why, and again, the numbers in most of my accounts, I have kids online who they'll try to dig at me, and it cracks me up. Okay, so here, the other day, somebody said something along the lines of, and I'm pretty sure they only looked at my YouTube. It doesn't matter. I mean, all the numbers are pretty small. And some of my accounts, some of my old dead friends are still part of the accounts, but either way. Just all the other factors aren't factored in. People base most of their, their thoughts on assumptions anyway, is my point. They're superficial. They're just scraping the surface, and then they just throw something out there. But this kid said something along the lines of, collectively, between all my social media, he has more people following him. And he probably does. But then this also speaks to superficial fucking people who don't know a goddamn thing. They're basing value on how many duds are out there, thoughtlessly just staring at their screen, waiting for the next content. That doesn't mean people understand things. It doesn't mean people are involved. It doesn't mean people are going to use this information to benefit others, because they clearly aren't. They don't know how to. They don't have the tools. They don't know how to appreciate the tools to do so. Again, and that's why they're standing on the fucking porch. I mean, the way most people think, and a lot of people do think in terms of what that kid rattled off. If you've got thousands and thousands of people, clamoring for your quote unquote content, that doesn't mean that it's information. That doesn't mean that it's valuable. It means it's entertainment. I mean, just entertainment. Hopefully I said that in the right order. I haven't eaten yet. I've been thinking about this all day, and it cracks me the fuck up. It's just like people who stress importance of the nature of celebrity. Having lots and lots of strangers know who you are and, idolize you. But that really doesn't equate to riches or knowledge or any of that other crap, however you want to dress it up. It doesn't equate to something of value. And you hear that in terms of our celebrity puppets out there. The few who have spoken out about it, They got everything, and then what? You could also think of it in terms of an art project or any passion project. It's really about the pursuit, and this is what I've also been stressing. I can spoon feed you guys things. Most people probably won't see it for what it is. Most people probably won't do anything with it or know how to, which is why I'm trying to get you to think for yourself. But the goal is to work with the information and see it for yourself. That's why in the 1999 film The Matrix, there's lesser magic, and I say this a lot because it's important, and you should think in terms of these parameters. You can't be shown what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. And it's not just a matter of looking at it. It's not, you'll look at, the superficial, Matrix rain, the Matrix code falling down on the screen. It's not a matter of just staring at it once and getting it. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. If you think about that Matrix code, it's a language, which means you would have to take the time to learn it. It's another analogy, but the same applies to what I can teach you guys. What I've rediscovered, what our masters clearly fucking know, and most of you probably don't get that because you haven't begun the journey, you're not taking notes, you're not working with what I've already left you in terms of stepping stones. And over the years, I've been pulling more and more of them offline because people aren't putting in the fucking time. If they were, they could answer test questions I leave to the public. That was a shit way to put that. That I've left online for the public to work out. But people aren't answering the test questions, which tells me people are not thinking for themselves. As hard as that is to hear, it's a matter of fact. Otherwise, somebody would probably prove me wrong, especially with all these kids out here who are willing to put in the time and energy to bark at me about just stupid shit, just pointless shit, superficial shit. So every now and again, and some of them don't even look into what I've been up to, so they don't have a clue about any of this. But some will. They'll click on some of the links and they'll go to some of these things. They'll go to my YouTube or they'll find my TikTok, and they hear me barking at the internet, but they don't put in the time to try to understand why I'm barking at the internet. So again, they just knee-jerk reaction. They throw something back at me. And most times, this is based off of a superficial post. So recently, I said Bradley Cooper's a talentless hack, and he is. And I bashed, Jenna Ortega, because who the fuck knows why she's in movies? She must be eating all the right babies. And there was another one. I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Oh, Russell Brand. I said he's controlled opposition. Consider the company he keeps, what he speaks to, and whether or not he's polarizing people. And in all three examples, I had people fucking lose their minds because they were defending celebrity puppets. And this is what led them, a few of them, to dig a little deeper, find some of my other accounts. I mean, in one case, so I still have a Buy Me a Coffee link that I threw into my Instagram, I think within the past year or so. Nobody's ever bought me a fucking coffee. I'm an asshole on the internet. Nobody's gonna fucking buy me a coffee. But I've had so many people try to, again, take a dig at the fact that I have that link on there. Just silly shit. Just silly fucking shit. I want people who can think for themselves. That's what I would really like. But as my grandfather used to put it, want with one hand and shit in the other and see which one gets filled first. So as always, what the fuck do I know? And just appreciate most of you guys. I mean, you guys are just standing on the fucking porch. And you probably always will be. It's grim. That's why you and I are under our master's thumb. One last time, what the fuck do I know?